What's up guys, it's Marissa with Barely Keeping It Together, and today I wanted to share with you how I make mood boards and design plans all in Canva. So let's hop over to my computer and I'm going to show you step by step the process of creating your perfect mood board and design plan in Canva.
I'm Marissa. I'm a borderline crazy dog mom, entrepreneur, interior design obsessed, pop culture enthusiast. I'm here to bring you all things interiors, life hacks, personal development, organization, and manifestation. I'm the kind of woman who doesn't have the patience to get through this recording. So let's get into it. This is Barely Keeping It Together.
Now, before we get into today's video, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this content. It does so much for creators like myself here on YouTube. When you are creating a mood board or a design plan in Canva, the first thing you want to do is gather all of your inspiration. Now, I love to source all of my images on Pinterest, but sometimes I'm on Instagram or even a retailer's website and I find images that I love. Now, what I do is I either save those images to a folder on my desktop or I take screenshots so I can gather all of my images together for when I create my mood board or my design plan.
Okay, so I want to show you guys how to create both a mood board and a design board design plan in Canva. So first what I'm going to do is source images on Pinterest. However, you can source them from wherever you like, and you can use Pinterest almost like you would use Google because it is a search engine. So I am going to put together a modern minimal living room. So here is how I can source images. Let's say I really like this image. I can select it. Now by doing Control-Shift-4 on my Mac, I can screenshot this image. Sometimes it will also give me the option to open this image in a new tab where I can then go over to it and save image as Inspo1. Now I will go back to Pinterest and sort of get an idea of some other images I might really like for my potential new living room. And I will just gather these all as screenshots or images. And then what I can do is actually create a folder on my desktop right here, and I can drag and drop all of the screenshots that I have taken into there just to save all of my images in one place. So let's pretend now that I have saved all of the images I want, and it is time to make my mood board in Canva. If you guys don't have Canva, it is a free service to do all sorts of design. You guys can see on here, I literally do all of my YouTube thumbnails. I do all of my program videos. I do mood boards for friends, all of my Instagram, everything I do on Canva. Now, I have Canva Pro, which is $13 a month, and it's a very reasonable expense for my business. But you can do it completely free just for anyone. So you can sign up at canva.com. Now they have all sorts of templates in here, and I actually really like their mood board templates, but you can also just start a blank document of any shape or size that you want. So you can scroll through here, and I could just start either a blank mood board or I could go through any of these options. Now I'm going to use one of their mood board options for my mood, and then I'm going to use a blank one for my design plan. Let's find one that we like. I like this for a mood board, and then I can come and totally customize it to my own taste. So importantly here, you're going to select uploads on the left-hand side, and then you select upload media. You guys can see how much I use this. I literally upload everything in here. So I'm going to upload the media. I'm going to select my desktop because remember, I just saved all of these to my desktop. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm just going to go like this and upload all of my inspiration images. Where was the other one? Okay. Now that I have my inspiration images uploaded, I can literally drag and drop them into here where I want them to be because they have pre-created these templates. I can also show you how you would do this if you were just working from a blank one. And then here, I love this because you can select the colors as the mood board for your room. So I could select here, just click on it, then select the color on the left-hand side, and I can choose the colors I want to use in my space. So I know I love black. I know I love like a off-white. And then I also want to use maybe just like a light tan, and that will be my color inspo for the space. By the way, I really like this image down here, but this is distracting me, so I'll delete that. So then I'll just go and source all of the other images to use in here as inspiration. I actually think I might already have some that would be great and like similar sort of aesthetic, just because this happens to be my design aesthetic already. Oops. I guess I can just put it there, make it smaller. And then if you go to position here, you can move it to the front. And so I can make this smaller to fit this space so that then it's gonna resize any image I put in here to be this exact size. So what I'll do is I'll delete this and then I'll put this in here. So now any image I put in here is going to be resized to this exact shape. So let's see if this image looks good in there. No, that image looks kind of silly. Oh, this image might look good in there. Just kind of to get an idea. Not really into that. This image looks kind of good there. Okay, so then I could, if I want, I can add words. A lot of people like to add like cursive words here of like how they want the space to feel. So we could say like modern and twist it. Then we could do the same thing and say minimalist. You can download this and print it out if you want. You can use this however you want. You can make it the background of your computer, whatever it is that you like. But this is just very quickly how you make a mood board in Canva. Before we move on to creating a design plan, I wanted to show you how to create a mood board without using one of the templates in Canva. So I can just add a page to this document to show you what a blank document would look like. And you have a couple options here. On the elements on the left-hand side, you can type in grid and all of their photo grids will show up, and you could just copy one of these. So for example, this, and you could just put this in here, and what it will do is resize images to fit that. So we could use the same images or similar images to the ones we used above and just drag and drop those into here to create a mood board. Just really quickly, you could just do this with the grid, and then if you wanted to add these similar to these little like color things that we had up here, you could go again to elements, and instead of typing in grid, you can click on or type in shapes, and you can use their shapes. So I prefer the circles to the squares for whatever reason. And let's say we wanted to do our colors here. So I could do copy this and paste it for just to make sure they're all the same size. But honestly, these are probably too big. So I'm selecting them all and scaling them down. And then I could select these. Now I like to do, when I'm doing a color scheme, I like to go either darkest to lightest or lightest to darkest, just so it doesn't look weird. But then you have your mood board, you have your color scheme here. And if you wanted to maybe give it an outline just to make it seem like it's separate from the rest of the document, you can just do, you know, a square around this, maybe select the color black, and then over here, here's your color scheme. Well, to be honest with you, it doesn't look that, oop. It doesn't look that good over here, but that's okay. And then you can select all these. And if you want, you can sort of move this around the board to wherever you feel like it's gonna show best where to show your color scheme. So that's how you would make a mood board using the grid. Now you can also create a mood board just using the images you like. You do not have to use a grid. So you can go to your uploads and you can select your images and they will just pop on here to their actual size. And then you can just scale them. And then if you want to crop it, you can also crop the parts that you don't necessarily need in the image. And then let's say I want this in my mood board. This is actually from a mood board that I made. Now I'm going to show you guys something really cool, which is select this chair, for example. And let's say I want this here, but this is covering up this in the back. You click the image, you select effects, and then you select background remover. And it is going to try to auto sense the size of the image and remove everything in the background. Now, because the background was white and the image is black, you know, it did it pretty perfectly. Now I can move this around like this, like just a normal piece of furniture. But if for whatever reason it didn't do this perfectly, you can select it. Again, click on effects, background remover. Since it's already done the background remover, you're gonna get the option on the left-hand side to erase or restore. And you can choose to restore, and you can come in here and paint where they missed just to make sure that your image is perfect. But this image came out perfectly. But that's what you would do if your background remover didn't work perfect. So then you can sort of put all of these items together. So for example, sometimes I'll even put something like this and then remove the background. And then you can even do, by the way, there's a photo library on here. Now, if you have the Pro, you get a lot more images. Like I have the Pro, so you might not get this, but I just typed in pampas because, you know, I want to use pampas grass, background remover, and you can get really, really creative here, just depending on your interest in getting into depth, or, you know, if you want to keep it pretty rudimentary, you can just use one of their existing programs. But I can just put this like in here and then position it, and then I would position it behind just so that So this is sort of how you can create this mood board, and then you can also add the color scheme. Like I love the way that they did this on this one. So I'm gonna move this over. I can just highlight all this, copy, paste, and I can do that, you know, here, or where, maybe we'll put it over here. And then also, you guys, it doesn't have to be a white background. Now, I love white room, so I do it, but you could select, you know, this color, or like maybe like a very light gray. And then that can also mimic maybe a paint color you want to use in the room, so you can see how that's going to work within the space, right? And so then I could make this that color because I want to see that as part of the theme. So this is how you would custom make your mood board. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create a design plan in Canva. Now, if you would like, you can make it to scale. I personally never do, because that's, again, if you guys watch my other video, I talk about how, to me, design is an art, not a science, and I have a vague idea of what all the dimensions are. within my space, so I don't have to do that, but you can. So I will show you quickly how you would try to get it as close as possible to scale. In the top right on your home page, you can select Create a Design, and you can select Custom Size. And then what I would do is, instead of the PX, which is like pixels, I would select inches, and I would just make it like, let's say the room is 9 by 11. I would make it 9 by 11, or maybe 11 by 9. And then this would be your floor plan, and you could lay out your floor plan to scale. So you could do like sort of an above head view. And so if you wanted, you could even do shapes. Like, okay, here is we're going to make this our sofa, and we are going to make, remember we're doing feet to inches. So if our sofa is 5 feet long, we're going to make it 5 by 2, because that makes it 60 inches by 24 inches. And this is how our sofa would fit in the room. You can do the same thing with, like, let's say this is your circular coffee table, and it's, 26 inches circle. Like, this is how it would fit in the space. I personally, this is not the type of person I am. So I usually don't worry about this, but if you want to worry about exact layout, you can do this. So now I have a blank document that I want to create my design plan in. And in my uploads, I actually have a lot of furniture. And so, as I said before, you can screenshot items, of course, from Pinterest, but also from retailers that you have purchased furniture from. So you can actually keep an inventory of the furniture you have. So for example, here is my sofa from Interior Define. And if I wanted to make a design plan for this modern minimalist living room, I know that I'm not going to get a new sofa, but I want to design it around this. So I have gotten an image of my exact sofa, and I have it uploaded into my Canva. Now, you can't really tell because it has a white background, but if I were to do this gray background, you can see this image has a white background. So I'm going to go to Effects, and I'm going to do a background remover here so that I'm able to layer furniture around the room. Here you go, came out perfect. So I'm able to layer furniture around the room, sort of like I would in real life. So let's say, for example, I wanted to use this as an end table. And again, I told you guys, I don't really do this to scale. I just do this to kind of get an idea of all the pieces I want to use together, and if it's going to work, if it's not going to work, etc. And then I layer it. So this would actually not be like in front of this in real life. So I'm going to position this to go backward. And a lot of times it'll take a second, just so you guys know, for your computer to sort of catch up with you. Okay. And then I actually might even mimic this on the other side. And then I know I have a coffee table in here that I wanted to try. So you can kind of get an idea of how everything is going to go together. Sometimes I will even do the art, let's say behind the sofa. Okay. What if I wanted to do this piece, but this way? I can angle it to 90 degrees and just say, oh, this is what it would be like if I hung this piece here. And so another thing I've also seen other YouTubers do is you can mock up gallery walls in this way as well to see what size art goes well together, etc. You can even lay out your accessories. So if I wanted to, I'm sure I have some lamps here. Like I could pretend that there's a wall here. I could take this wall sconce, Now, you guys, this is not going to be perfect, but it's going to really give me an idea of how everything would look together. Effects, background remover. And a lot of times what I'll do is I will have one page that's one setup, and then, like, see, this gives me an idea of, of what this sconce would look like here. Is it perfect? No, but it gives me an idea of what that would look like in this space. So let's say I wanted 2 of those. It gives me this idea. But then I could do, if you want, you can do duplicate page, which is going to make the exact same page. And I could try another lamp. And I could see, oh, is this lamp going to look better in the space? And I can go like this. Now I can say, oh, maybe I like these lamps better. And by the way, you can scroll up and down, or you can click here, see all of your pages, and you can compare, oh, actually, I do like it better with these white lamps. I could put accessories on here, etc., etc. I will also show you guys in my Canva, I mock things up all the time. I've mentioned this a million times, but it's just good to show you. You can do things super, super quickly. So here, my YouTube is a good idea to show you guys. This is my friend's living room. So my friend had purchased this sofa and this like coffee table poof, and she wanted to see what it would look like with different rugs, right? And then she wanted to see what this would look like in the space. So she actually sent me a picture of the space. And so you can see I mock up different things. She ended up buying this rug, and I wanted to see what accessories would look good with it. So I just kind of drag and drop and play and see what works together. This is actually what she's doing. This is the rug she got. She ordered these pillows. We haven't figured out art yet, but it just gives you a good idea of how things are going to look in the space, is just playing with it. I also want to show you, so this is my YouTube studio. This was my final design plan for my YouTube studio. Here's a mood board for it. Here was one version. Here was a layout. But you can see I played around to see what would work in the space, chair-wise, furniture-wise, etc. So I gave myself grace to try different design plans. So for my brother's bedroom, I even put in, so this is another thing I wanted to show you, I put in similar color flooring. This is what we want to do to the walls, and then we could play with furniture and art and see how different things went together. Like, how does this bedside table look with this bed versus these bedside tables with this bed and this rug? So it's just playing, right? We could tell we didn't like this wall color. We were thinking grass cloth wallpaper, but didn't like the way it looked in mock-ups. So we decided to go with this bright white. So this is how you put together different design plans within Canva. And you can see this is a different size image. So I made this one bigger because their room is really spacious and fits a lot of furniture. So that is how I do the actual design plan within Canva. It's really important to be able to remove the backgrounds and then just play with different things, layer different things, screenshot from different retailers and Pinterest and inspiration, just to sort of play around and get exactly what it is that you're looking for.
All right, you guys, that is exactly how I create all of my mood boards and design plans in Canva. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Now, I also have a step-by-step tutorial of how I do all of my design process, and I can link that video above as well. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel as well. Otherwise, I will chat with you guys later. Bye!